Hey girl gang, it's Dr. Joy here and you are watching Delivering Joy MD TV. Welcome to Well Woman Wednesday. And today, even though we have been talking about birth control options, I really want to take a moment just to talk with you guys about mental health in light of the fact that it's Mental Health Awareness Month. And I'm going to be giving you some tips and advice that I often give my local girl gang here that comes to my office, and also tips that I use to stay mentally healthy. Make sure you keep watching. All right, girl gang. So mental health, I feel, is probably one of the most important things that we should be working on and aspiring to. And I say that because, like my local girl gang that comes here to my office knows, I always say, if you can't get your mind right, you can't get anything right. So we know that our mental and emotional health completely drives our physical health. If I can't get out of bed in the morning and I'm not able to really function throughout my day, how am I really going to go see a doctor about my blood pressure or about abnormal bleeding? I've got to get my mind right so that I can get everything else in my life right. My relationships, my career, my job, my family, all those things that we're dealing with on a daily basis. If our mind is in a messed up place, we're not going to be able to do it effectively. So I want to give you just a few tips and advice points that I use, not only for my patients, but for myself personally. I think one of the big misconceptions is that doctors are perfect, or that we're really smart, or that we know everything. And if you saw this video here, the 5 secrets that doctors don't tell, what we really ought to be sharing with you guys is that we're human beings just like you. We got the same issues. We go through things in our relationships. We have money problems sometimes. Yes, that's right. We have money problems sometimes. We don't get paid what you think we do. And there are just so many things that we take on along with being doctors. So these are just some advice that I often take myself and give out to the women that I serve. So the first thing, and the thing that I think is key and that we sometimes forget about, is to stop. Stop and breathe. Stop and meditate. Whether that's a Christian meditation or it is a mindfulness meditation or a mixture of both. That is so important. We got to stop and actually take stock of where we are, what we're thinking, what's happening in our lives, what situation or circumstance that we're in. Stop first and just kind of dispel all those just racing thoughts. First thing we need to do is stop. Stop running around. Stop those racing thoughts in your head. Stop worrying about things that you can't control right now. Take a deep breath. And just be mindful of where you are right now, how you feel right now, what thoughts are in your head right now, what you can see, smell, taste, feel right now. Because being present in the moment is what's going to help us identify those necessary changes that we need to make. If you believe in prayer, pray. If you believe in mindfulness and meditation, or a little bit of both, meditate. If you have the time to journal or even do a video journal, very important to take stock of where you are, what situation you're in, how you're feeling, and how you're coping with what's going on in your life, because that's how we really are able to see ourselves clearly and to understand what we need to do to get to where we want to be. So once we've stopped and taken that deep breath, taken stock of what's going on, we want to take an inventory of our lives. Am I where I want to be? Where did I think I'd be by this time? Is there something that I'm not doing that I really am passionate about? Is there a dream that I haven't fulfilled that's just kind of been bothering me, that's been there in the back of my mind? Am I where I want to be in terms of my health? Am I where I want to be in terms of my relationships, in terms of my finances, in terms of my education or my career? Am I where I need to be emotionally and spiritually? So take inventory of where you are and then start to plan out, okay, this is where I really want to be in each of those areas. And how do I get there? That leads us to our next tip, which is seek support. So if you are struggling financially, seek the support of someone that you know is doing well, or a certified financial planner. If you know that you're struggling mentally or emotionally or both, seek therapy from a licensed professional counselor or a psychologist. It's very important to do this. I see a counselor every week. And I think that is so important that we normalize that. If you don't work on your mental and emotional health, how can you expect it to get better? It's just like working on your physical health. If you go to the gym and you eat well and you practice healthy lifestyle choices, then you are going to improve your health. The same is true mentally and emotionally. If you work on that, if you talk about past traumas, if you talk about the things that are going on in your life and about how you can start to develop the right mindset, then your mental and emotional health is going to get better. And I believe that that's going to also improve your physical health, because when we have the right mindset, we make healthier choices that will serve us well. Next, take a break from triggers. Take a break from triggers. If you know there's a certain person, a certain place, a certain social media site, whatever it is that triggers you to have anxiety or to feel depressed or to have these stinking thinking type of mentalities where you're just down on yourself, you feel like nothing's gonna get better, like everybody is against you, or that you don't meet the standard. That is something that we need to take a break from in order to see clearly where we are and how we can change to be what it is that we want to be. We have to take a break from all the negative. So a big source of a lot of people's unhappiness these days is social media. And we are seeing other people living the life. We're seeing other people that seem to be so much further ahead than we are. We're seeing people that seem to be so much happier, that seem to be finer, that seem to have all these friends and, I don't know, boyfriends, girlfriends, significant others, husbands that we don't have. And we start to compare ourselves. And that comparison is a dangerous thing, girl. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are unique. So there is no need to compare yourself to anyone, because guess what? No one compares to you. So take a break from these triggers. If you know that being on Facebook and seeing what everybody else is doing, or where everybody else's vacation is on Instagram, and you don't have the resources to do a vacation right now, stay off of it. Give yourself a break, because there is internal work that needs to be done. And we sometimes are so busy minding everybody else's business that we are not minding our own. And minding your own business is the only way to start progress in your life. Next is a big one that I know I struggle with, and that is healthier lifestyle choices. When we feel good physically, it improves our mood mentally and emotionally, right? So eating a healthier diet is very important, especially a diet that contains a high protein and high fiber. This helps to keep your blood sugars from shifting all around, where you kind of have these highs and then you have these lows and you kind of crash. So that can really certainly affect our mood. And sleeping regularly. So 6 to 8 hours of sleep is what's recommended. When we don't get the right amount of sleep, y'all, we can be cranky, we'll be moody, and then we're not really serving ourselves well throughout our day because we stayed up half the night doing stuff. Binge watching Netflix is one I'm guilty of. So, thinking about that, I need the right amount of sleep so that I can have the right mindset to face my day. Because, when we go around off balance, where we're not eating well, we're not sleeping well, we're not exercising regularly, which is, a big deal, then we are damaging ourselves. We're damaging ourselves. We're damaging our relationships, mainly because we got attitude. We can be damaging, our health because we're not sleeping well, and sleep is where our body rejuvenates itself. We can be damaging our bodies by not exercising and feeding them properly. So important that we eat well, sleep a regular schedule number of hours as much as possible, and also exercise. Exercise boosts our mood, believe it or not. And if you're tired, it also boosts your energy. I think that is so important, and exercise has been shown to reduce depression and anxiety symptoms. So exercise however it is you want. It could be dancing around your living room, it could be going to the gym, it could be walking, swimming, biking, whatever you're into, that regular exercise will certainly improve your mood and your mental health. And finally, I want to talk about releasing things that are no longer serving you. Once you have gotten yourself to a point where you're able to see yourself and your situation and your relationships and your job in, a very clear light, when you're able to see yourself, your relationship and your health and your wealth and your career choices and the situation that you're in currently, when you can see those things clearly and you can get clear on where you would like to be in each of those aspects of your life, then it's time to release some of the things that are no longer serving you. Release people that are no longer serving you. Release things that are no longer serving you. Release jobs that are no longer serving you. Release habits that are no longer serving you. And this can be difficult because the familiar is so much easier than making a real change. But I can guarantee you, having had to release many things in my life, that once I released those things, I was free to really pursue my destiny. And that's what I hope for you. Mental health is a wide variety of things. It's how we feel about ourselves. It's how we feel about the world around us. It's our emotions and what we're dealing with at the time. And so I think that it's important to look at it on a larger scale. If you need help with mental health, please click the description box below so that you can see some of the resources I've placed there. But seek help. If you are thinking about harming yourself or harming anyone else, please seek help. Check on your girlfriends. Some of us are not okay. Check on your guy friends. Check on your non-binary friends. Because COVID has caused a huge surge in mental health disorders, and we need to be there for the people in our tribe. Just last week, I attended a special seminar on suicide prevention. We don't want people to die by suicide, especially people that we love. I don't want you to die by suicide. And so checking on folks, making sure they're okay, questioning them. You seem kind of down. Are you okay? Have you considered hurting yourself or anyone else? These are questions that can be so important to help prevent suicide. And if you recognize that you or someone that you love is in the place where they may be contemplating dying by suicide, then we need to act. We need to ask the questions. We need to provide the support and help them get to a place where they can get help. Don't forget to check the description box for mental health care resources in your area. If you found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single Well Woman Wednesday episode. I'll see you next Wednesday, Girl Gang. Peace.